Are we on? All right.
You were perfect on the surface, and then you fucked up. You kept going, you didn't mean it, but I did not care. No, disrespect me in front of my friends. Remember that San Francisco weekend. You didn't mean it, but I did not care. You ever tell me the truth? No, you didn't. Well, no, boy, you didn't do it. You didn't know I loved you through and through. You didn't know I loved you disrespect me in front of my friends. Remember that San Francisco weekend. You took my shoulders and you pushed me on to the ground.
Okay. What's up, Twitch and YouTube and TikTok? We're back again working on this track. Last time we made a lot of really good progress. Um, I feel like I hope that I just about finished mixing this track and I have it here now. I went and I exported it and I put it back into a new live set so that we can hopefully get started on some mastering. So that's hopefully what we're going to be doing today. I have my notebook here to take some notes as we listen to it so we can make some changes to the track if we need to. Um, as always, if you have any comments or suggestions, I am very, very new at this, especially to mastering. So I'm going to try and use some tools that I have and see where I can take the song. If you have any comments or suggestions, definitely let me know. Any products that you like to use, let me know. Um, let's see, it's almost 11:30, so probably hop off of here in the next like 30 or 40 minutes or so. So let's see what we can get done in 30 to 40 minutes. Let's go to the desktop. All right, so I have the track here on this top line. It's in blue. Um, entirely mixed. I exported it out as stereo, put it back in here, and now it's ready to hopefully be mastered. The mix is sounding pretty good, so hopefully I don't have to do too much in terms of mastering, but I don't know. I have a few tricks that I'm gonna try and just see how it sounds and see where it goes. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I was getting super listener fatigue last time we were here, so I'm just gonna go through and listen to this track and just take some notes and see um, what it sounds like right now. All right, so let's play it.
We in that old Kurt Lab.
That intro sounds all right.
We could fight no fun for you. We could do silent treatments,
Like really good so far.
no secrets from you. Space for me and you. So will you make room? Will you make room? Oh, will you make room? I wanna know if you make room. Will you make room? So will you make me work it out? Make it smooth. I make more space for me and you. You know what I want and I do. With you is I make more space for two. Just us two. So will you make room? I wanna know if you make room for me. Will you make room? I wanna know if you make room for me. Will you make room? I wanna know. Will you make room? I wanna know if you make room. Will you make room? I wanna know. Will you make room? I wanna know. Will you make room?
Cool. That sounded pretty good overall. Um, yeah, I'm really liking how that's sounding. I made just a few notes of just some like really small balancing things that I heard. So I'm just gonna correct those and then I think I'll be ready to move on and finish this track out. Okay, so these ad libs here were a little bit loud for me. Let's say I bring it down to 4.5. Let me just hear that.
It out, be smooth. I make more space for
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
and
Hear this.
make it smooth. I make more space for me and
Hear that again.
make it smooth. I make more space
think it can come down a little more. Let's put it down to -5, and I think that'll be good. Let me hear that.
I make more space for me and you. You know what I wanna do with you is I make more space.
Yeah, that's perfect. I want it to be heard, but like not too much. I feel like I was stepping on the other parts a little bit. Okay, and then there's a high note kind of in my hook too that I feel is a little bit loud. So where is it? Hook two. So I'm gonna right here. So I think I want to come down on the volume of this one. Let's put it down to -2 and hear how that sounds.
Oh, and so will you make room? I wanna know if you make room for me. You make room. I wanna know if you make room.
I think we can bring it down a little bit more. Let's put it 2.5.
I wanna know if you make room for me. You make room. I wanna know if you make room.
I wasn't paying attention. Let me hear that again.
I wanna know if you make room for me. You make room. I wanna know if you make room.
Let's just bring it down to 3. I think 3 will be enough. Let me get it one more time.
Oh, and so will you make room? I wanna know if you make room for me. You make room. I wanna know if you make room. I wanna know if you make room.
I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit more. Let's do 3.5. I think that's enough. And then my last chorus, I'm really belting it, so I feel like I want to just bring down this volume just a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna leave that. We'll bring this down to -3. Oh, and this can come back up to, oh no, and this can come back up to 0, 0. And let me hear the last chorus.
You make room.
More time. Let me hear that last chorus one more time. Okay, cool. Yeah, just some small balancing things, just to make everything sound a little bit more balanced. So now I'm gonna export this out again and bring it back into the mastering set. It took a little while to export last time because I unfroze this. So I wonder how long this will take to freeze so it can move a little faster. Let's see, I think freezing this is going to take the same amount of time. So let's just export this as it is. Um, let's save. And let's export. Let's put it at 130 just to give it some space at the end. 48,000, 32 wave. And we'll call this mixed. All right, so we'll export that. That's gonna take a while. But yeah, we went through, we balanced some stuff. Um, it's sounding really good. So I'm hoping that someone's in the chat. Fort Marco said, "Yo, what's up? What's up, Fort Marco? Is this Twitch or YouTube? Oh, that's Twitch. Hey, thanks for stopping by. In the middle of exporting this so that we can input it into a new set and get started on some mastering. So if you have any comments or suggestions, definitely drop them in the chat or I don't know, message me on social media or whatever. Yeah, but it's sounding really good, and that's kind of the goal is that you don't have to make it sound so good that you go to master and you're just making the littlest tiny tweaks just to give it like little finishing touches. Um, so I feel like we're there. Um, but let's export this, see what it sounds like in stereo in a new set, and then I think we can get started on a little bit of mastering. So here we go. 64%. Taking a very, very long time. But yeah, and then even upon listening, I didn't really have much complaints. It was just very small balancing, leveling things that I heard. So I have a few things I'm gonna try with mastering, but I'm gonna really try to be very gentle because I feel like we did most of the work here in the mix. I really don't feel like it needs too much. And so my goal, we got about 20 minutes left before I gotta hop off. So my goal is that we can get it mastered to what we feel is appropriate and then um, export that final draft and I can listen to it in the car when I go driving later and see how it sounds in the car and on my phone and everywhere else. Okay, so here is the mastering session for this track. So what we do is we bring the track into a new session, and this is where we're gonna master. So let's take off what was here before. Oh gosh, and let's put this in here. Go turn warping off. Don't want any weird warping stuff. All right, let's play it in this new session and see how it sounds after we went back and balanced some stuff.
We in the old crib lab.
Thanks for following me, Fort Marco. Please let me know if you have any suggestions or comments about this track. I'd love to hear that.
no fun for you. We could do silent treatments, but I won't keep no secrets from you, darling. All I want to do is lay my head upon you, and we could work it out, be smooth, and make more space for me and you. So will you make room? Will you make room? Will you make room? I wanna know if you make room. Will you make room? So will you make me work it out, make it smooth, and make more space for me and you. You know what I wanna do with you is make more space just as two. So will you make room? I wanna know if you make room for me. You make room. I wanna know if you will you make room? I wanna know will you make room? I wanna know if you make room. Will you make room? I wanna know will you make room? I wanna know will you make room?
Okay. Okay. Cool. I don't know. I don't know if I'm being picky. I heard a couple of little things that I don't know if I'm just listening to this too much and being picky or if I really need to change it. So I'm just gonna write down those notes, but I think I'm gonna move forward and just start with a little bit of mastering and maybe that might even help with what I'm hearing. And then when I go to listen to it in the car and in other places, maybe I just won't care as much. I feel like you'll never get it perfect, especially when you start listening to it on other systems, but I don't know. Sometimes I get too picky and I don't want to do too much. Uh, so I'm just writing some quick notes of what I heard. Mm, 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 mm. And I won't even know if I'll go back and do this just because I might just be too picky. Okay, so let's get into some mastering. So first thing I want to do is let's find us a reference track of kind of the sound that we want to use to compare this song to and to see just to give us a reference of um I don't know how to explain. A reference track is the track that you listen to as you're mastering the song so that you can hear so you can kind of not get your song to sound exactly like it, but kind of get it on the same level in terms of the production style. Um, so it's like I hear this song and it's like, what other song does my song remind me of? The song that I like the mixing and I like the mastering and I like the vocals and they kind of sound like similar to a vibe that I'm going for. So I want to find a song that kind of has a similar vibe. When I hear the song, it kind of reminds me of like Alina Baraz a little bit. She kind of has nice vocals. She works with like Galamatius and Taku, and they kind of have a cool vibe that I like, and it kind of reminds me of it, not exactly, but like a little bit. So I feel like I want to have one of her songs as a reference. And I definitely have some of her songs already on my computer. So I'm just gonna listen through some of these songs I have of hers and see kind of which one reminds me most of this song. Let me hear this. I'm already hearing the difference of like volume and has such like a nice wide sound.
So you say you wanna get away. We don't need a plane.
Maybe. Let's hear this song.
Falling for
A little
you.
calm,
I
but
can't keep
I like it's kind of at the
away.
chorus that kind of reminds me of it.
Are you down for me? Down for me? Are you down for me? Down for
Yeah, I feel like
me?
the chorus definitely reminds me of this song, especially as she's like repeating kind of the same thing, kind of like I am. So that might be a reference. Let me hear this one though. That one's a little too calm.
Darker than the ocean, deeper than the sea.
One's a little calm for me. And this one's a little calm too. I think I want to use, what did I say? I was going to use this one, right? Yeah, let's use Down by Alina Baraz and Taku as our reference track. So you can already see here, even just looking at the difference in waveform, just look at how this one is really filling out the waveform, whereas mine looks so thin in comparison. So I'm hoping that by the end of mastering, we can kind of get them to, they don't necessarily have to look the same, but hopefully they'll sound kind of similar. So let's get started on some mastering. I have a couple tricks that I'm going to use. I don't really know what exactly is going to work, but I'm just going to kind of go through my tricks and see what we can come to. Okay, so first thing is for mastering, I like to use iZotope Ozone 10. So I'm gonna pull that into my track. Let's go ahead and turn her off for now. And so Ozone 10 has a few different tricks that you can use for mastering. Obviously you can get in here and you can, if you have your own tricks, they have their own EQ and compressors and different things you can use. Looking through some of their other tools, they have some cool tools. Like I know Master Rebalance, you can choose, do you want to focus on vocals, bass, or drum? And um, you can mess with the gain here and turn certain sections of your song up or down. Um, so that could be something that we could use later. What else do they use? I know the vintage EQ. I don't really use it, but even just putting it on this our mastering chain, even just putting the effect on there kind of changes the sound. So, anything you put on there is going to change the sound, obviously, but sometimes if you're looking for like a different flavor, you can throw something on there. Low end focus is cool. Obviously, it just focuses on the low end, and so you can choose your what am I saying? You can choose your section of frequency that you want to work with, and you can choose if you want it to sound more punchy or smooth. So this is like a faster response time to emphasize transient peaks, punchy, versus smooth is a slower response time to enhance sustained material. So if you have a lot of like smooth bass sort of sounds, kind of like how we do in our song, then we'll probably want to go with a smooth low end focus, but we'll get to that later. I'm gonna put that away for now. The first thing that I would like to do we have a simple equalizer, it's not doing anything, and we have a maximizer. So this is going to help us maximize our sound. I watched a video, what was their name? Emerson. They are a mastering expert, and I watched their YouTube video over and over, and they had a lot of really good tips on just mastering your track. I think they mastered one of Kendrick Lamar's album, I don't remember, and a few other really big projects. So they used Ozone 10. They had a lot of really good tips in there, so that's kind of where I'm pulling my tips from. But again, I'm trying to be very gentle with it just because I find that sometimes I go overboard with processing and it ends up being kind of muddy and I'm like doing way too much. So I'm gonna try to just take it very slow and do one thing at a time and just kind of listen by ear and make sure I don't do too much. Okay, so my first thing might be kind of crazy, but I'm gonna just try it and see what this product, what Ozone does for me. They have what's called a mastering assistant view. So basically, it's a very, I want to say, I won't say lazy, but just a very easy option for some very quick mastering. If you kind of, I don't know, maybe you're very new to it like I am, and you're just looking for maybe a place to start and seeing what this software does for you. But you basically play the audio and you click this, and it basically, you play the loudest part of the audio, and you click that, and it kind of creates a mastering chain for you. So I want to just run it and see what it does for me and just see the differences in sound. I might like it, I might hate it, I might almost like it and just make some little adjustments. So I just kind of want to see what it does for me. So let's try it. I'm gonna let it play, and once it gets to a part that I feel like is a good reference point, then I'm gonna click that and see what it does for me. All right, let's go.
We could
Let's run it here.
no fun for you. We could do silent treatments, but I don't keep no secrets from you, my darling.
OMG. Okay. So you already saw just right there just how much louder that volume got. Okay, so real quick, let's see what it did for me. So it drew me an EQ curve, and it kind of just decided this is how I feel your EQ curve should look. So it looks generally flat through the middle, which I feel is good. I feel like when you see kind of this, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like when you see this flat line, it means your stuff was kind of balanced. We didn't feel the need to raise frequencies or lower frequencies because it felt like it was too much. I feel like this is telling me that perhaps our mix is pretty balanced. And you can see it kind of drops off at the low end and drops off at the high end. So maybe it's just finding that there was too much going on at those extremes and it attenuated for that. And we can't hear anything below 20 hertz and above 2000 anyway. So maybe this is just helpful for that perspective. But overall, this EQ curve is very flat. So that's cool. It chose my genre, so it'll go and choose a genre for you. And for me, it chose pop. And so these different genres will have different EQ curves and different ways of approaching a master. And so it chose pop for me, and I was like, okay, whatever. Um, so yeah, and then so let's play it and we can look through more of these. Actually, let's talk about that. So impact. Scales the microdynamic adjustment applied by the assistant. So I don't really remember what exactly this means. Um, and this and turns it off and on. I know maximizer is adjust the maximizer. Oh, adjust the threshold based on the measured integrated loudness. So this basically makes it louder, or it's like a very controlled loudness. I don't want to. I guess you can call it a limiter. I don't really know, but I'm not really entirely sure what exactly these two things mean. I think they are like, I feel like they're, I don't know how to say, it's like multiple things happening within. So like this maximizer is probably coming from here. And so you can see this maximizer tool. Look at all these different parameters that you can mess with. So it basically chose all these parameters automatically and then said, this is how your maximizer should look for the song. So if I wanted to make some tweaks, this is where I would come to make them. Um, we have a kind of a compressor here, intelligent release control. So this kind of makes some shaping, reduces pump and distortion. We have how much do you want your transients, how much do you want for sustain. So there's different things going on here. You can emphasize transients, soft clips kind of, um, I guess it's a clipper, a very soft way of also increasing volume while controlling the sound. Um, Anyways, there's a lot of videos that explain what each of these things do, but at the end of the day, you can kind of play it by ear and see what sounds good to you. Um, and it basically takes all of this and says, this is your maximizer. So if you turn this up, all these parameters, they don't get turned up, but they're more, I guess you can almost call this like a dry wet controls. How much do you want it to affect your audio? And this is at 0, so I'm kind of like, is it doing anything? I don't know. And then impact, here's the impact tool. So you can see again, this is kind of how it set up my impact. And here's more instances of compressing. So I guess it thought that my low end needed, I'm really sure, actually. This multiband stuff, it always kind of um, confused me. Expands above or compresses below the microdynamic. So each of these are in different sections. This blue one corresponds to this low end, the pink to the middle, the red to the mid high, and the last one to the high. So I guess when you turn it up, it will expand your audio. If you turn it down, I guess it will compress. So turning it down means more compression. So maybe it thought that my low end was too wide, or the range was too wide, so it wanted to compress that a little bit to make it more stable. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's a little bit. Oh, someone's in the chat. Lena Rose 12 said, "Hey, my headset are not working at the moment. Can you type in the chat? By the way, how are you?" But your headset isn't working. Ooh, that's crazy. Um, say sorry about your headset. Okay, overall. Trying to master this track. Yeah, if your headset's not working, you're kind of gonna miss a a big portion of what we're doing here. If your headset is not working, unfortunately, you are gonna miss the music. Hopefully, you can catch the recording on Twitch or YouTube. Yeah, if you can't hear, then it's gonna be you're kind of missing a lot of what's going on here. Okay, so that's the impact tool. And again, I think this is like a dry wet. So this turned impact all the way up and I turned my maxer all the way down. And then this is width. So when we play the song, you can see the how much of the audio falls in between this little V shape and how much falls outside. And you can choose how wide or how narrow you want the sound to be. And I don't know if there's a width tool over here, and I'm not really sure exactly how that works. But anyway, let's go through and just play the song, and let's tinker with some of these parameters here, and just see where it goes in the next. Oh my God, it's already noon. Okay, let's do this real quick and just tinker around real fast. Lena Rose, yeah, I am so sad. Um, okay. How are you? Hope you're well. Yeah, sorry about your headset. You're gonna need it for this. Okay, so let's go ahead and play and just tinker with some of these parameters and see where it goes in the next like 3 minutes.
We in the old crib lab.
So you can already see it's very loud. So I'm just messing with some of these parameters just to see. You can see the width as I turn it up. It kind of spreads the sound more outside of the deep. As I lower it, you can see it kind of very narrows it. That sounds really bad to me. So before it kind of had it in the middle point. And I know usually you don't want to go too wide with your sound because it can be hard on like really small speakers like a phone. But you also don't want it too narrow because that just sounds weird.
Keep no secrets from you, my darling.
Okay, hold on. There's a few different things happening. Okay, I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to listen, and Lana Rose is in the chat. Said my internet is slow. Do you stream daily? No, I don't. I get on when I can. I will post to my socials usually right before I stream. So no, I don't have a schedule. I don't know if I'll ever have a schedule, but I'll always post right before. Okay, real quick, next 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go through this whole song and I'm gonna tinker through some of these parameters because I need to get the hell up off of here. But let's just see where this goes. I'm not gonna talk very much because I'm gonna listen. Sounds like a little wider. A little wider of a sound here.
We could fight, but no fun.
The method of structural shaping is just seeing the different sounds.
Keep no secrets from you, my darling. Is I lay my head upon you, and we could work out, be smooth, and make more space for me and you. So will you make room?
I like their choice of modern. The pop sounded kind of good too.
Will you make room? Will you make room? I wanna know if you let. Will you make room? So will you
I
make
feel like the bass sounds better in modern.
it out, make it smooth, and make more space for me and you. You know what I want and I do.
This is my transient.
Is I make more space for
God, okay, there's a million things going on with this with this ozone. They chose, I think it sounds good. I don't know, but they chose a lot. Oh, someone's in the chat. Lana Rose, I just took a break from work and your stream is coming to my suggestion, so I decided to join, have some fun. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. Please get some headphones so you can hear the track. Please get some headphones so you can hear the track and give some feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Appreciate you. By the way, something is missing. I am noticing something. Um, Elaborate. Okay, it's a lot of things going on with this. I don't even really know where to start. I kind of like where it took me, but you can see it gave me an equalizer. Look at this curve. It totally blasted my mids, really attenuated my low, and then gave me a little bit on the end, on the high end. So I'm not really sure if I agree with this curve because I feel like I was hearing a lot of like, I don't know. I feel like something about my vocals was sounding a little too sharp. I feel like I was hearing a lot of middle. I don't really know. I kind of like how, I don't know. I don't know. And then stabilizer, I'm not really sure what this even does. Speed controls how quickly tonal corrections will adapt to incoming audio. Smoothing, adjust the contour of the tonal corrections in shape mode. Okay, so this is where is this where the width comes from? I don't fucking know. Impact, we talk about that. It really is it's doing a lot to bring down my bass, or to really, I won't say bring down, but it's compressing a lot of that low end. Which I kind of appreciate because I was hearing some really weird low end stuff, especially in the intro. I was hearing a lot of weird rumblings. Maybe it'll help with that. Imager, I don't even know what this does, if I'm being completely honest with you. Um, we're gonna have to come back to that. Dynamic EQ. So if we play EQ, if you play, you can see dynamic EQ. It kind of very actively attenuates frequencies. So it's not happening all the time. It's only happening at a certain point. And it shows these points. I don't know why. The maximizer, of course, we talked about that a little bit. So I don't know. It's a lot of different things going on. I'm not really sure which way I want to go, but I think I'm going to stop here for now, and we're going to have to spend some time on this, and we'll come back and mess with that. So Lena Rose said, "Why don't you put some OBS on your stream?" I'm not sure what that means. I use OBS for multi-streaming right now. Um, okay, yeah, I'm hopping off, guys. I gotta go. But yeah, we'll come back to this. Sounding pretty interesting though. Anyway, let's play you guys out with some music and we'll come back next time.